This is exactly what to do in your first 30 days online. This is the most refreshing video you will ever see. So whenever you're starting your online business, there are a few fundamental, foundational things that need to happen. And in those foundational things, what you're going to do is, because you have created a solid foundation, the rest of everything else is really just going to become behaviors and continuing the process and yada, yada, yada. The foundational stuff, that is where you're actually defining who you're talking to, what you're going to say to them, what you're going to create for them, that sort of thing. That's your foundation, and that's your first 30 days, okay? Just a quick heads up, just in case you don't make it to the end of the video, totally fine. But a quick heads up, if you go to the description, I'm actually giving you a free resource that's going to walk you through this stuff for your own personal brand, okay? So this is going to be easy peasy for you, but also watch the video, because I'm a big fan of you actually knowing what you're doing and not just allowing a bot to do it for you. You know, weird how I would want that. But what you need, the very first thing that you need whenever you're creating an online business, or any business at all, online or offline, the very first thing that you need is you need to understand who you're creating the business for. And that's not you, okay? You're like, I need a paycheck, and so I'm creating a business. Yes, I understand. I understand that. Your business isn't for you, though. Your business is for your people. So as long as, and this is a gold nugget, like just tuck it away somewhere, as long as your business is built in service to your people, you cannot fail. As long as you choose to continue showing up and serving your people, you cannot fail. It's the moment that you stop showing up, or that you stop serving your people, and you start, going cattywampus and just kind of everywhere. And so what I want you to think about first is, who are your people? Who would they be? And again, this tool will help walk you through it. But whenever we're thinking about who our people are, there's actually something that I typically walk people through, and I'm just gonna walk you through it here real quick. If you grab a notepad, I'll give you a second, go grab a notepad, and then you turn it sideways. What I want you to do is, I want you to draw a line on that from left to right. At the end of the line, you're gonna put a little arrow. This line represents your life thus far, and the arrow is the fact that it ain't over yet. Now, along that line, what I want you to do, this is your paper, by the way. My arm equals your paper. So what I want you to do is, on this lifeline of yours, I want you to put in little hash marks for every time that you felt like your back was against the wall. Every time that you had to figure something out. Usually this refers as Googling something until 2 or 3 in the morning, because you simply have to figure it out. Nobody's on Google at 2 or 3 in the morning, unless they have to be. Unless there's something that, unless you have ADHD and you're on Google trying to find out how tall Jesus is. We've been there too. We've all been there. But most people, when you're on Google that early in the morning, or late at night, it's because you have to figure something out, because it matters that much, right? And so some different things that I've heard people say on their lifeline is, sometimes it's a diagnosis, right? Sometimes it's something going on with a family member. For me, it was that I quit my very high-paying job. I quit my high-paying job. I was the sole breadwinner for 2 families, all right? And all of a sudden, I had to just make it all work moving forward, right? So I quit my job, sole breadwinner for 2 families. We understand that on paper is nuts. I had to make something work. So I was on Google looking up, how do you create a stay-at-home business? Or how do you create a business? How do you, set up your business? How do you get clients? How do you blah, blah, blah? So I went down the rabbit holes of that, right? And so that's what I'm talking about, is that sort of thing that you search for, That's what you're going to be putting on your lifeline, is like, okay, it was this point in time. This is the stuff I was searching for. Like, that's what you're putting on your timeline. Now, when you only do that exercise for an hour, you set an alarm for an hour, or else you'll keep going forever and ever, amen, because your brain will keep saying, but there's more. Don't worry about it. In an hour, you'll already have what you need. You already have the important stuff, right? Yes, I'm sure that there is more, but you've already got the important stuff, right? So what I want you to do after an hour is I want you to look at those topics. And then, if you're a praying person, pray about it. I certainly am. What I want you to do is to look at all of those topics, and I want you to think, now, of these different topics, who is the person that I want to show up for every single day? What version of me, because that's what it is, what version of me do I want to show up for every day? What version of me do I want to support? What version of me do I want to get in the trenches with? What version of me will I fight for day in and day out? What version is that? Because frankly, the way that I see things, you guys, is I see that we go through things in our life because it's preparing us for what we're going to go through in the future. Now, I believe that if we've gone through something rough and we made it out the other side, it's actually our mission to put our hand back into the fire and help the next person out. I believe that's on us. I believe that's a responsibility of coming out of the fire, frankly. I believe that moving forward, if you got through that thing, why are you not helping somebody else get through that thing? Like, why wouldn't you? And maybe right now you're watching this and you're thinking, I just had never thought of that. Because most people in our mind, we're like, okay, well, whenever I get through that thing, I want to run as far away as possible from that thing, right? We want to remove ourselves from that thing. Whatever the thing was, we're like, all right, sayonara, we're out, I'm out of here, right? Except that's not what we're called to. We're not called to run from things, right? We're called to use what is available to us. And so if we went through that, I believe our job, our responsibility is actually to help the next person out of it. And so what you do is you think, okay, that's the version of me that I want to serve, right? So I serve, very easily, right? I serve the moms and the grandmas of families, right? The moms and the grandmas that want to do life different. And it's actually more important to us, not really that we even do life different, although that's what happens. What's important to us is that our kids and our grandkids do life different, right? That their lives look different because of how we showed up. That is what matters, right? And so whenever you will feel this way, whenever you hit your thing and you say it out loud, it'll be like, oh, that's it. That's totally it. Because some people aren't criers, and I totally understand that. But you get an emotional surge whenever you're talking about it. And so as you're deciding on who your person is that you're going to serve, that's how you determine it. And then you're going to use that, and you're going to use the tool that I gave you below, and it's going to help you with the rest of your first 30 days online. It'll help you to set up content to be able to talk to that person. It'll help you be able to dial in who that person is and what they want to hear. It'll even help you dial in what things they might be looking for that you can provide for them. You can even put, like, if you're in network marketing or something like that, you could even put in, okay, well, I work with this company. How can we align these two things? Can they make sense together? And it'll be able to weave it in for you if it truly can make sense. And usually it can. So I just want you to have like this, let's take a sigh of relief. Everything's okay. You're taken care of. I've got you. Go use that tool, and I'm going to see you around. Adios.